Hey Patrick, let's get those steam valves out. Here's the tools we're using in this video at least. We've got two, from left to right, two adjustable wrenches. These are weirdo pliers wrenches, but regular adjustable wrenches will do. You can really kind of just get away with those two wrenches, but if you've got fixed wrenches, that's an 18 millimeter and a 17 millimeter combination wrench. That'll be great. Also 24 would probably be very helpful. Again, if you don't have them, the adjustables will probably do just fine. After that, I've got a small Phillips head screwdriver, that's a number 0, and a 5 millimeter Allen wrench. Cool. If you can afford to, I would turn the machine off and let it be off for a little while. If you can't, that's fine. Let's look at this dude. That little black thing is a shutoff valve, and if you turn that off, that will keep steam from shooting out of your steam valve while you're trying to replace it, which is great. Everything will still be hot, so please be careful. But yeah, if you shut that off, I would turn the steam wand open a little bit just to let any residual steam out. Then you're going to need your 5 millimeter Allen, and you can loosen this screw. You don't have to pull it out all the way, but just a couple turns loose here, and you should be able to turn your steam valve enough to just pull the whole thing out. Just like that. All right. Then I've got the steam knob off. You can take that small Phillips and remove these two screws. If you look from this angle, you can see that those screws go into this steel bracket. That bracket is held onto the body of the machine with 2 screws on the top and 2 screws on the bottom. So we'll take those 2 top ones off and come underneath and take the 2 bottom ones off. What you can't see off camera is Corey is got like a Demi-Tasse spoon, and he's just kind of putting all the loose screws in there so he doesn't lose them. You should do that, or something like that. It would suck to lose screws. Okay. So we've taken all the screws off the bracket. Let's take that clear plastic tube off of the steam valve. You might need to wiggle that zip tie back a little bit, but it should just pop right off. Next, we're going to remove that copper tube from the back of the steam valve. So if you've got those 2 adjustable wrenches, I would take the larger of the 2 and grab the brass nut at the very back of the steam valve to hold it stationary while you take the copper fitting attached to the tube that runs all the way back to that shutoff valve and loosen that. If you've got those fixed combination wrenches, the copper fitting is an 18 millimeter and the one at the back of the steam valve, I believe, is 24. Otherwise, like I said, the adjustables will work just fine. So yeah, he's going to use that adjustable, hold the big nut in the back stationary, and then use the smaller wrench and just turn it loose. All those tubes are custom bent at the factory, so they don't always sit super flat and flush when they get tightened down. So you might find that it's hard to loosen by hand when you're trying to take it off. Corey's having a hard time here. So don't feel weird or anything if you need to use a wrench to take it all the way off. That's not unusual. All right, now that that's off, there's nothing really holding the steam wand into the machine anymore, so you should just be able to pull it right out. Just like that. Now, I don't know if the ones that they sent you have look just like this. They might be missing that vacuum breaker on the top. That's that thing that that clear plastic tube was attached to, and that metal bracket in the front. In which case, you'll want to take that vacuum breaker off the top. You can use your adjustable, or if you've got those fixed wrenches, it's 17 millimeter. It might be kind of hard to grab with your wrench because you'll see there's 2 hex parts on it stacked on top of each other, and they might not be lined up. So you just loosen the top one so that you can line them up and then grab them both with a wrench. Sometimes it's tough finding a good angle. Uh-oh, Corey's wearing a white shirt. Oh no, he's gonna mess it up. Boom, yeah, look at that big grease spot. Cool, so he's got that loosened and he should just be able to screw that whole thing off. All right. All that's left now is to remove that bracket in the front. So if you look at the steam valve on the other side of that bracket, there's some flat like hex spots for you to grab, hold it stationary with a wrench. So put a big wrench on there, hold it in place, and then use your smaller wrench and loosen that big nut. That's really all that's holding that bracket on there. If you can't fit an adjustable under there, that's a little tough. I would use some pliers, that's fine. Just be careful with the pliers. The teeth can like mar the surface of that metal. So I would just use a towel or something to sort of soften that up. Once you got that bracket off, you're all set. Transfer that stuff to your new valve and put the new valve in. Good luck.